This video is brought to you by the Talent Transformation Guild, helping you stay relevant for the future of work, learning, and leadership.
So Kevin, you've been through the School of Hard Knocks. As I was going through the introduction, recognizing large and small organizations, different types of organizations, and you've kind of produced this build them up philosophy and strategy. Could you help us understand a bit more about that?
I've really, as I mentioned, my entire career has been a learning lab for me, and I am blessed to have worked for some amazing leaders. Some leaders might not have been the best. I learned from them too, but some of these leaders who I can still consider mentors, they recognized that there was something different about leadership than I think many. And what they recognized is that people that's the center of any organization. And when you tap into people, you've tapped into something that can fuel great potential. And if you miss that, then your mediocrity is probably your fate. And so along the course, I have learned from them that leading is really about tapping into the people aspects of when you're leading a change. I teach a workshop called the Heart Work of Change, H-E-A-R-T. And the point of that workshop is change is first a work of the heart before it's a work of the head, and then before it's the work of the hands and the feet. And I learned those kinds of principles from these leaders, that everything you do is about figuring out where people are and how do you help them get to where they need to be. Along the way, early in my career, I went to management school. I have a degree, business degree, master's degree in business. And then I started working my first job as a supervisor. The company started sending me to management training. And one of the things that you learn there, and this is not a bad thing, but it's not the only thing, and that's what I had to learn the hard way. You learn that you have to manage performance. You need to watch performance, and when performance doesn't match up to expectations, when there's a gap, you got to figure out why. And sometimes the why could be a technology issue or a process issue, but you also have to look at the people aspect. Is someone underperforming? And if someone's underperforming, then you want to ask yourself, is it a will issue or is it a skill issue? And I think most of us, probably most people watching this call, have probably been through classes like that. So I was gung-ho, I was ready to go, and I was managing performance. I was looking at it every day, and if there was a gap, I was on it. And I remember sitting across from a certain gentleman, and I couldn't figure out why he had a gap. We spent weeks, trying to coach with him, trying to figure out what's the issue. And I realized he has the will. It was obvious he had the will. He wanted to do it. He had the skill. I had seen him at times perform at the level needed to meet or exceed expectations, but it wasn't consistent. So over the course of weeks, it dawned on me. There was a third thing impacting him, and it had to do with his confidence, his self-confidence. It was quite shocking because I had grown up in a family where I was encouraged, and I had teachers that would cheerlead me on. And I certainly had failures, but they would encourage me to get back up and try again. How could someone who is an adult, who had a master's degree, who obviously could do the job, how could he lack the confidence to do the job? That set me on a course. And I've been studying this and trying to understand more about this my entire career. How could I, as a leader, help build up someone where they have some deficiency in some way? The deficiency could be a skill issue, or it could be a will issue where you're coaching or doing training. But if there's a confidence issue, there's more you have to do. And you ask yourself, is it really the leader's job to get into that? Because oftentimes confidence issues are born out of something that happened in childhood. It might be a bad relationship with a basketball coach or a parent or something like that. And as leaders, we can't fix that, but we're impacted by that. So the question is, what can I do? I can't fix the past, but can I start today? And can I start building up someone so that their performance makes the contribution I need? And that's really the journey that I've been on, and that's what Build Them Up is about, is trying to help leaders figure out how they can help build up others.
Fantastic. I love the philosophy.
Absolutely.
I love where you're coming from.